wants to share the explanation?
I have.
Yes, Hassan, please.
All right. So, like discussing a situation with the team member and work with them to identify a practical solution. So, we are already behind schedule, and it already impacted the critical part in the last week. So, the only solution that is left is to obtain a new resource to overcome the critical path, because sitting with the resource and discussing the practical solution is not a job for project manager, I guess.
So you are saying that impact. I mean the, the key area is it's impacting the critical path, and as critical path is impacted, so we need to bring in the new resource because crashing does apply,
And
right?
it's also behind the schedule.
It's also, yes, of course, it's behind schedule. That's why we are talking about the
Yeah.
schedule squeezing mechanism. So just because the critical path is impacted, crashing,
Yeah.
which applies at the in case of schedule compression and when critical path is impacted. Okay. Who has chosen B?
I can tell that I chose B in there because I was of the view that not every time you add a resource, it's going to help you out in reducing the critical path. Sometimes the resource addition can actually increase the time by as required for training them or getting them acquainted with what is the requirements of our activities of critical path. That was my reasoning behind for selecting B. Not sure whether right or wrong, but I thought that that came to my mind for choosing B instead of A.
Else has chosen B. Less people have chosen B.
Okay, there's one more thing to it. Like, if we are to add a new resource, we certainly are crashing, but for crashing, we have to seek approvals. So, if we are
Exactly.
already affecting the critical path, how can we manage time to go and seek for the approvals? So, crashing is out.
Yeah.
Second is, where's the humility for, even if somebody is not available for work for a week, we cannot simply just throw that guy out.
Yeah.
Him what's the issue. Maybe that's something genuine, or maybe he has something better to share. We need to work around the situation and come up with a workable solution.
I think if I add to what Farhan is saying, it's that he may be the only resource that can do that work.
Yeah, could be.
And getting a new resource
Yes,
may not
all
be
of
that.
that is correct, or may be correct, but those would be our assumptions, right? We are considering that
Sure.
hypothetically.
Right. I'm just sharing my
However,
thought process behind
yeah, that's not incorrect. However, while answering the question, we need to stick to the data or facts available within the question and scenario itself, right? So B is more accommodating with respect to the situation. And other reason is very well defined by Farhan, which is crashing is budgetary approval. Right? Crashing applies on critical path, or crashing applies only in case of critical path, and crashing is bringing more resources, which means approval is needed. Nothing like that directly or indirectly is mentioned in the question. And I told you this tip, that crashing is only going to be the answer in the exam when they are giving you a hint of budgetary approval. For instance, in the same question, if something like that is mentioned, that you have the approval to make decision, or if something like that is mentioned, the sponsor is okay to provide more resources. Right? So if that is added, then yes, definitely A is the answer, because then we are more converged to the solution. In this case, as nothing like that is mentioned, assuming that just because critical path is impacted because of these delays, we can't say that new resource is going to be available or is going to be approved. And on that ground, A is out. There can be other solutions as well, maybe fast tracking, maybe change management, maybe going back to your sponsors and talking about the crashing and convincing them that why this is needed. Maybe anything before that, you need to know why resource is not coming, when he is coming back, is he coming back or not? And whatever is delayed, but whatever you can save on the successor activities going forward, you need to talk about that as well, right? Whatever is delayed, you need to put that back on track. But at least the remaining tasks should not be delayed. You need to discuss the situation with the members in the team and coming up with a more practical solution, which is more accommodating over here. That practical solution can be crashing only after speaking with the sponsor and whoever is the approver, or fast tracking, or change management, or whatever works. Change management includes everything which needs to be changed: scope, schedule, budget, timelines, whatever needs to be done. Right? Because it's not only about what has been delayed, it's also about what can be delayed going forward. Right? So you need to have that understanding first, and then coming up with a better solution is going to be the case. If that mention about going to the crashing is available in the question, then of course you need to go with the specific than the generalized answer. I know B is more generalized answer and A is more specialized answer, but the right inputs for crashing is not available in the question, so we can't go with that. And why C is not an answer, or why B is not an answer? C is not an answer because remind the team member that they need to complete a work package in the, as a statement, this is correct. However, this alone is not going to root cause. Is not going to find the root cause and not going to find the solution as well. You are not really sure why the team member is unavailable, when they are going to coming back, and how the situation is going to look like. So this alone is not going to solve the problem, at least in the longer run. Talking to the functional manager for communicating about the absent team member can be one of the results based on B. Right, that resource is not coming, and we probably need a replacement resource, or we need more insights about what is going to happen. But that alone is only going to resolve the part of the problem which is ahead of. It's not going to solve the problem about the overrun, which has already been done by a way. Even if D is a solution, D is a possibility, is going to answer a part of the problem, not the whole of it. And it's going to be one of the possible solutions, not the only possible solution.